Alright, greetings and salutations, folks. Welcome back to Forza Motorsport 7, where we are now on the Evolution Cup. What choices have we got? We got sport coupes, we got rally cars again, formula cars. We probably should try like either the sport coupes, like hot hatch. This seems like it'll play to my strengths, that being slower cars. But maybe not as high on control. Got drag racers. NASCAR, alright. The Grand Prix. Old-timey vehicles. Early prototypes. Alright. And then the Open. I have to hit 7,000 points. I'm about 5,800 points off, so I'll have to do 3 of these before I can continue. Each one, 6 races. Let's try out the Sport Coupe. Let's see if I can actually afford.
Rear-wheel drive cars are built with one goal in mind: driving hard and fast on the street and on the track.
And I'm going to make my choice based on handling. The best handling is 5.8, but it looks like it has a lower speed, but a higher acceleration. So the Alfa Romeo is going to be the way to go. Alright. Actually, can I afford it? Yes, I can. I have tons of money now, and that one's not that expensive in comparison to some of the other cars that I could have purchased earlier on. Anime car. Unfortunately, it is times like these, and this I actually really like, in which the terrible state of my internet shines. And by shine, I mean it is obvious how poor my internet is, considering how long it takes to load up an individual design. I'm going to go with that black and gold one, because that looks sleek to me. I don't know.
Good choice. You can take this one for a spin whenever you want.
I'll take it for a spin now. Eventually, once it saves. And loads, and then saves again, and then loads again. Alright. This is a very, very simple looking race, actually. Not too many, no sharp turns. A lot of just general curves. Yeah, like the closest thing this has to like a sharp turn is like twice in this track, so in theory, this will be fine. Now, if you'll all excuse me. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Skipped over to 6th place. Slide over there. This might actually be trickier for myself, since I have a car with relatively lower speed, higher acceleration. This might make the straightaways a little bit trickier to overtake any particular racer. There we go. No, Forza, I don't need to rewind. That was gold. And that wasn't bad. There we go. All right, so one lap, we've jumped up to 3rd place. 1st place car is in view. All right, 2nd place. 2 3/4 of a lap required to get into 1st. Nope, 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 don't spin, don't. Stop spinning. Oh my gosh. I feel like anything that this game is teaching me, it's that I need to be incredibly delicate with turning. And by turning, I just even mean just general jostling of the left analog stick. Like anything more than a fraction of a subtle movement. Especially at higher speeds. Like this one is going at, let's see, what is the maximum speed? Like 140 is probably the maximum speed for this. And yeah, it's very easy to find myself off-road, and then I try to course correct one way, and then I start sliding that direction, and then I try to course correct in the other direction, and sometimes it works out. There have been a few occasions in which I've flown off-road and have somehow survived. But at the same time, it also sometimes feels like I just need to stop doing things. And by stop doing things, when I accomplish nothing, that is when I accomplish what I want to do. Whereas, like, and here's the thing with regards to maintaining the brake line. So I used to have the full driving line, and then I've removed that. Now I only have the braking line, which is a nice crutch to have, especially considering, like, I tried without any sort of line at all, and that led to one of the worst experiences I've ever had playing this game. I wasn't really playing the game anymore as much as I was playing the rewind meta, which isn't good for anybody. Like, if I was playing the game online against other people, I can understand the removal of the racing line, because it essentially means that everybody is, like, especially if, like, there's a mode specifically designed for people who want to race against other people without the racing line. It encourages a certain amount of competition amongst those racers. But for somebody learning how to play the game, at some point I feel as though having that full racing line was a bit much. Like, my strict following of the racing line prevented me from learning the game any more than I already had. That said, removing of it is a bit too soon. It's a bit too soon for that. For, like, courses that have more straightaways, like for this course I think I might be fine. But for courses that have more sudden turns, anytime rain occurs, like, I think I still would require that benefit of the doubt. I don't necessarily know the courses well enough. I don't really know the cars well enough. But removing that acceleration part and just maintaining the brakes still allows more freedom in regards to gameplay creativity. Because as a player, as a racer, I'm going to be accelerating in straightaways. I don't need a line to tell me that if there's no if I'm not turning, that I can just hit the gas. A lot of paint is being traded. All right. Excellent. But when it comes to slowing down, it provides a few benefits that a few benefits to the system. First, it helps me see exactly where the turn is, which is nice. Okay, there are a lot of turns in this specific area, so I'm going to hold... Okay. But also, it doesn't necessarily mean... Oh my gosh. It doesn't necessarily mean just brake. I was hoping I was going to be able to rescue myself from that effort, but the answer was clearly no. Like, it could just mean hold back on the accelerator. Also, these, like, this track street is a lot narrower than most. Like, it could easily just be solved by decelerating. Like, I don't need to slow down to 0, per se. But I do need to slow down more than what I was doing. There is that. Alright. Now I just have to somehow catch up with these top 3 before... Let's try to do that turn again, because I did that the last time. I did that, I went off-road during my first attempt. There we go. That is what I should be doing. Okay, let's try that one again. I'm so close to passing this guy. So close. Okay. There we go. So now we're in 3rd. Ah, son of a... Yeah, I don't think I would be able to succeed in this game without the rewind feature, or at the very least, it would take me infinitely longer. Not infinitely. It would be a finite amount. But it would be a really, really long finite amount. Excuse me. And then I might... There we go. And in order to actually make a stop like that work, I slam both the brakes and the handbrakes, and then pray. But now that I'm ahead, I can probably stop worrying about passing up the person ahead of me and start worrying more about just trying to drive a clean race, which itself is its own challenge. Oh, I'm already on lap 3? I'm already on lap 3. I didn't even notice that I had passed the starting line again. Nope. Almost spun out. That would have been possibly bad. And I see these guys creeping up on me. Yeah, my lap time is clearly a little bit slower, but I think I'm playing it a little bit more cautiously to avoid spinning out. But now I just have to hit the gas, and I should be fine for this part of the race. All right, 2 races down, 4 more to go. Oh my. Is there a tunnel going on here? Because this track seems to be looping over itself. Alright, we're going to the left first. Alright. Nope. 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 Damn it, Trebek. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting that to just throw me off course, like, immediately. Is it because I started turning while off-road? Like... Like, would I have been okay if I just tried to go straight through? Alright, fighting my way to 6th. There we go. Oh, there's just a little bit of a tunnel and a bridge situation. And some rolling hills. That son of... Okay. I was wondering if I could pull myself out of that. I already don't even remember how I got into that. There we go. Alright, I'm sixth place. 2 more laps to make up that ground. Like, even with the power of rewind, can I even do that? I do not know. Because I'm not going to rewind every... Oh, but I'm apparently doing a little bit better than my previous lap, so there's that. Alright, 5th place. Working my way up. I took way too long to slow down, and because I want to pass this guy by and not crash. And unfortunately, sometimes the two choices are exclusive to each other. Alright. So 4th has been acquired. 3rd and 2nd look like they're neck and neck. So if I pass by the 1... Oh my god. I should get the other. But we're also almost done with the 2nd lap. Which is itself problematic. So I have 1 more lap to move up. Potentially 3 spaces. Hopefully 2. Oh my gosh. Apparently, if you just do a gentle nudge in a vehicle, that will cause you to spin out. I mean, that's probably physically realistic. I'm not saying that, when I say that, I'm not trying to be sarcastic at all. I'm just saying maybe I should have a certain expectation of... Oh my gosh. I should adjust my expectations of what vehicles can actually do. Because it is clear that I feel like I have more experience with fantasy vehicles versus actual cars. And that's the thing in regards to driving games, is that, like, you consider games like Halo or like Grand Theft Auto, is you don't necessarily want cars that behave realistically in those games. You want cars that feel enough like they behave realistically. Alright, at least I got 2nd. That feel like they behave realistically enough so that you could believe that they are vehicles. But at the same time, the simulation backs off in regards to performing. But like the arcade aspect of the game still needs to function over the simulation aspect of the game, so that like a new player can jump into it and still do the car chase and still like immediately have fun without necessarily having to worry about going fast and spinning out. Now, there is definitely a level of competitiveness, but essentially you're not necessarily learning the simulation aspect of driving. You're more learning how that video game specifically handles its driving, which is its own fantasy driving. And one of these days, I'll pay attention to the track so that I know, before the race starts, what direction the first curve is in. Instead of waiting for it to begin. Alas, I almost was able to put myself in first. But not quite. Also, all of this off-roading is probably slowing me down. I see you there, trying to pass me by. Almost. Not quite. There we go. Oh, son of a... He used his NOS. He used his NOS advertisement to gain a little speed. Did I have to rewind so far? I don't think I have in this particular... In this particular race. Though if I make some... If I continue turning like that, I'll probably have to. Alright. So 2 laps down, already in first. At the very least, I don't have to necessarily worry about fighting to get ahead. I just have to keep it. Sir? You can stay back. That would be very nice of you. See, and then that's the thing. You can't, like, when it comes to the racing line, there's no misinterpretation of the acceleration. Did I finish my whole discussion? Yeah, I did. There's no misinterpretation of the acceleration line. You know that in this sequence, hit the gas. But you can always brake early. You can always brake too soon. And unfortunately, it seems like NOS driver over there is getting a little bit too close for my tastes. Part of me is wondering whether I could just hit the brakes and just crash backwards into him. But one, I'm probably not good enough to do that. And two, That would probably require a couple tries, and I would like to maintain at least one race. As a no rewind run in this set, so that I can say, hey, at least I managed one of these 6 races in this particular set. So that is also kind of preventing me from wanting to do odd experiments like that. Especially since the race is almost over. Once we're past this loop, and the finish line is in sight. Also, I don't think that's the NASCAR. I think that's somebody else. Alright. I think there's 2 more races to go for this set. I am hoping that the next few sets aren't another, like, they don't jump to 7, 8, and 9 races per set, because that is a lot of races for one individual set. But at the same time, that complaint feels more like I'm complaining about getting too much game. Okay, so it's night. Doesn't seem to be raining. Alright, the first turn is to the left, which means that I'll want to position myself accordingly. Well, hell, I can see that the first turn is to the left. No! What were you guys doing? You failed me! This whole bunch. And also, my gosh, these, this track is narrow. Sir? Oh my gosh. Okay. I admit I have been taken aback by how narrow. Like, this track is barely 2 car widths wide. I say barely. I mean, it's maybe slightly more, but it definitely feels like... Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Because I was looking at the mini-map, trying to figure out whether there were a whole bunch of turns, and it turns out there was a whole bunch of turns directly in front of me. Yeah. This is... And then suddenly it becomes very wide. Forza, what am I rewinding now? Do I have to tilt my neck in order to drive like this? Alright, but at the very least, 1 lap is down. We're in 5th place, which I suppose isn't that bad considering how narrow this track is. Oh my gosh. I did not see the braking line. Oh my gosh. One of these days, I will have some sort of realization that I should really understand that extremely fast car does not turn on a dime. It turns on the side of another fast car. But unfortunately, like these turns do a great job of kind of like pulling cars closer together, but at the same time, like, oh my gosh, that was awful. Like, it is very hard to negotiate them while also trying to overtake the third and second and first. I accidentally hit the rewind button there. That was... I intended to hit the rear view mirror. But that one was a mistake. I did not intend to rewind my straightaway. Alright, so I'm in third. Unfortunately, second and first are a ways off. And I'll only have one lap to try to catch up. But as long as I place, oh my gosh. I again did not see the racing line and wasn't paying attention to the upcoming turn. No, that's... I took that turn a little bit too quickly. Is probably what I could just put on repeat for, like, this entire playthrough. I wonder if that's the main challenge of this game. Or racing in general. Oh. Is how to properly balance out turns so you're not taking them too quickly and they're not slowing you down. Because I feel as though that's my main challenge. Though I suppose, like, if the race wasn't about turns, if there were no turns, it would just be a drag race. And then it would be less to do with the quality of your driving and more to do with the speed of your car. Though that aspect changes if you are driving a manual, in which case a manual shift would also affect the quality of your driving would come in through how quickly you're able to shift gears, while also maintaining that speed. The one thing I'm concerned about, actually, at the moment, is I need to get 5,800 points in order to proceed from this cup to the next. If I don't get first place for every race, at what point would I be unable to progress by doing all of full brackets. Like, I imagine I have to do 3, and it's raining. Alright, first turn is to the left, and then it does some crazy hairpins. But my hope is that I don't find myself in a situation in which I have to do like another full set to carry on. Alright, let's see if I can... That wasn't so bad, actually. Got a bit of a turn coming in here. Wow. That was bad. I don't even know what my plan was. Oops, sorry. Alright, that wasn't so bad, though. And then I think I might be able to pass this person by, not necessarily at this turn, but at... that one. And now I just need to get into the first, and also stay on the road despite the fact that it is raining. Which has turned out to be my own demise, more often than not. The race in which I decided that full racing lines aren't for me, I think was also on a track that happened to be raining. And with enough rewinds, I was able to actually hold, like, I think second or third place without any sort of racing line. But it required a lot of rewinds. An embarrassing amount. Which is why I've settled back on the brakes only. Okay, but now I've in first. I just need to hold it. Was that a camera? I suppose that's something I don't necessarily think about in regards to when I'm playing this, is how much of the simulation is also geared towards the environment that you rush by. Like, now that I'm looking a little bit more, it's understandable that this would have to be televised and or recorded for some degree. You wouldn't necessarily consider how it's televised or how it's recorded from a gameplay perspective, because you could just place cameras anywhere. It's a video game. But that's when the simulation creeps in. Like, as I was driving by, I noticed a camera kind of lower itself. Or should I say, be lowered into position for a shot. Thank you, Forza. I knew I was able to make at least one good turn. And you know, one good turn deserves another. I'll stop. No, I won't stop, because then I would lose the race. Like right now, you can kind of see, yeah, there we go. There was that kind of like camera rigging, which you could argue is unnecessary, But, like, I think that's also part of the set decoration. To make it feel more like you are on a physical racetrack. Racing other potential Forza drivers. Rather than necessarily on a simulation, rather than necessarily in a video game. Alright. I just have to hold it on for one more lap. One more lap around this track. This is where everybody kind of gets closer together, is this very specific turn. Which I did very poorly that time. Thank you, Forza, for complimenting my turn there. I agree. It was a good turn. This one was bad. Don't compliment it. Perfect turn. Wow. That's high praise. Occasionally, I actually have achieved perfect turns. Very few and far between, but they do exist. Though I wonder exactly what metrics Forza uses to determine the quality of the turn. Clearly, not whatever I'm doing. That's definitely not the metric. Either way, this set of races is done. And my car is all banged up.
After you win the Forza Drivers' Cup, they'll be carving your name on the podium.
Fantastic. In the meantime, though, got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.